How's the speedrun going? Just ended last night. Last night was the final day. Tried to count the number of times you made the same point for the 100th time in the video and I couldn't get past the 15th minute. Lost count, just never ending. Why are you still here just repeating your same point for the 9th time? I just checked. I kept repeating the point so it would stop getting mistranslated and misused by people on Twitter labeling me horrible things for a complete misunderstanding of what I was even trying to say. And you're doing the exact same thing you just criticized me for repeating a point. You did it 9 times in a row, brother. Just stay on the subreddit. Thanks to the resub, Taz and Rotted. Some of the criticism was valid though, and that's exactly what I said in the follow-up. I don't know how to make it any clearer, but no one's gonna watch the follow-up and keep living in a bubble. Like, I don't know how much clearer to have made myself in the follow-up video. Like, I really don't. Like, I don't even know what we're disagreeing on anymore. I fully admitted I absolutely didn't convey what I wanted to in the first one, which led to so much ambiguity and words in my mouth. Like, I don't know what else to do. No, now Bravo's having a full-blown meltdown because you have absolutely nothing to say to it. Exit tier 1 Nerol. Why do people care this much? Well, I totally understand why people would care a lot about it. That's not surprising at all. What sucks is people thinking that I'm shitting on him for trying to change and be a better person. Like, I don't know how better to have expressed that that wasn't the case. I said it twice in the initial one and like 4 times in the follow-up. Like, I don't know how much clearer to make that. I really don't. I had a whole spiel about how more creators should do that. Change, grow, and adapt. I don't know how else to have conveyed that any clearer. No, I definitely don't think the majority of people understood what I was saying. I mean, especially if you take a temperature on Twitter or Reddit, which I guess isn't, like, the best gauge. But I think very clearly I didn't deliver it clearly first time around. And that is what it is. That's on me, which I took full responsibility for. You got called out for perpetuating racism and now instead of apologizing, you say that people misunderstood you. What do you- I said 3 times that I'm sorry I didn't understand or think about, like, children watching the videos. And perpetuating racism? How hard do I have to shut that shit down? Brother, in 2016 when you were still giggling in your high chair listening to him say slurs, I was saying that it was lame. I said that back then. What are you talking about? It's way more than fucking lame, though. I said it's not good, it's bad, it's lame, and it was regrettable, and he has every reason to regret it and should regret it, and it's nothing to be proud of. I don't know how many more adjectives to describe it. Like, I don't know how much clearer to make it. I really don't. Sign language next time. I'll learn ASL as well, I guess, to really get it across. Like, I don't know how many other words to use to say that it wasn't good. I don't. Like, I don't know how many more. Thanks to the Bitskachow and Good Chicken and the Resub Lock and Sonic and Grim and Boss. Twitter and Reddit babies just copy Hassan not thinking on their own. Hassan even said that I disagreed with it back then too. Like, what do you mean? That was not even something Hassan was saying. That is not at all what's happening. People are running with something that actually got pulled out of thin air. Hassan disagreed with my statement where I said the apology wasn't warranted. And like I said, that definitely wasn't what I was trying to convey, like shitting on a man for apologizing for regrettable content. That was never the goal. The whole thing was supposed to be in support of him changing, which is why I had a whole fucking spiel about why it's so good to change over time and not be shackled down by your audience and doing things you don't like doing. I don't know how much clearer to have made it. Thanks to resub Zach, Maddie, and Germa. XP check. It should be 70k. Yeah, 72k. So we're almost there. If I get another Necrail task, we'll be done. Which would be crazy timing. That would be like sub 2 hours, which would be nuts. But my RNG hasn't been that good, so I doubt that'll happen. It sounded like he didn't like that he apologized in the original video, which is why I said that's a totally legitimate thing to have criticized, and I completely missed the mark on. Like I said, I know what my intentions were and what I believed, but not everyone else does, so it's my responsibility to convey it well, and I didn't. Absolutely. Which is why I publicly owned up to it, took it on the chin, and no one will watch it. Thanks to the resub, Julio. There's a difference between something being lame and morally wrong. Maybe me understanding by lame. What? No. Lame was just one of the 9,000 words I used to describe how it should be regrettable, is regrettable, and there is nothing to be proud of about it. I also said not good, like I don't, like, bad, like, not, like, I don't know how many other words to keep throwing at it to express that he absolutely had every right to regret it. I don't think there's a single person in the world who'd be like, actually, no, this is something to be super proud of. Like, I don't know how much more to say about it. I chose so many words to describe it being bad. No, this is the last skill. Just Slayer. Legit, it's not maxing one skill, it's maxing the whole account. This is the last one. Thanks to resub Nikki. And the Prime Steel and resub Limbo, Pius and the Bitskachow. And Brody. Sympathy farm harder and then you drop the slur. Your mask is slipping, man. I know you're just here to stir the pot. You literally used a slur. Like, what the fuck is wrong with you? You're a real champion of justice on the right side of history. Apologize for your slur, Bravo, and then I'll listen to you again. Then I'll start reading your messages again. But profusely apologize for using a slur. Okay. Justified 2016 being an edgy phase and everyone was doing it. Didn't say everyone was doing it, I said it just wasn't uncommon. It's the same point people used to justify slavery. Aren't disagreeing that people changing isn't good, just weird that you're dying on the hill that being edgy isn't being harmful to minorities, some of which your governor is currently targeting. I don't know what the governor has to do with internet drama here. But I wasn't. Like, again, I don't know how many times I need to explain that it wasn't a good thing. But iDubbbz's intention was never to be a hateful bigot. And I was using the time period as an example of that. Like, it's not like he came out of nowhere to spew hateful rhetoric in order to propel his beliefs on his audience, to start spouting slurs to every single minority group they can find or anything. So I brought up the era to point that out. Not justifying it, just talking about it not being uncommon. Things a bit Maddie and Good Chicken and Lolbad and the resub Curry Cross. Probably not Good Chicken. Yeah, but then kids did it. Which, like I said, in the initial video I didn't even consider because I was 20 when I saw it, so everyone I knew understood that that wasn't what he was advocating for. I didn't stop to think about it from like a younger audience's perspective. Those videos had like 30-40 million views. So it very well could have had a huge effect on children. I didn't think about that at the first in the first video. Which was a great point, which I fully owned up to as a big mistake and an oversight. 100%. Very well could have. Thanks, the resub journey. Regardless of the follow-up video explanation, people making a biggest fuss about it aren't even part of the audience. It's people who have seen an opportunity to perceive moral high ground as a way to reach sexual climax. Okay. I disagree. There's plenty of people that just genuinely didn't agree with the take, which again, is totally normal. 100%. Or being disappointed in the take, like, this is something I feel strongly about, so it's disappointing that Charlie said this or felt this way. Or I felt that he felt this way. That's totally fine and normal. 100%. I think I cleared up a lot of confusion, but even afterwards, we're going to disagree on a couple of things. Like, that's just the nature of it. We're not clones, and you shouldn't blindly agree with everyone on the internet, even your favorite content creators, nobody. That's a very normal, natural thing.